Hey, what is up, people? Skywalker Hendrix here, back with another video for you guys today. And today, gonna be kind of a different video, not a review per se, but I did want to do a little video. I got my first Hot Toys Stormtrooper. Well, not technically. I've had a Stormtrooper in the past. I did have the Remnant Stormtrooper at one point when I first started collecting Hot Toys, but I ended up selling that. It just wasn't really the type of Stormtrooper I wanted in my collection, and but I did finally get the Sand Trooper Sergeant. And obviously, if you're familiar with the channel, you know that I have plenty of Hot Toys Clone Troopers, so I was very curious to see how they stacked up against each other, and that is what this video is going to be about. If you maybe aren't drawn to Clone Troopers or Stormtroopers, but you want a trooper from Star Wars in the collection, I'm gonna kind of go over both and just, relay the pros and cons to both, in my opinion. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. And starting off with the Sand Trooper Sergeant here, this is the newest Stormtrooper that Hot Toys is offering, and although it does kind of reuse a lot of the pieces from the OG Sand Trooper, it has your, most updated paint apps and just overall weathering, I guess you could say, that Hot Toys offers, and it is just a fantastic piece. Like I said, have always preferred Clone Troopers over Stormtroopers, but upon opening this guy, he has really just become one of my favorite figures in my Hot Toys collection, and you just can't, it doesn't get much better than that OT Stormtrooper helmet. It is just absolutely superb. And yes, this guy does come with the dewback, but you can also get him just on his own. So that is just very nice for collectors that maybe, like me, I got the dewback and one of these guys to kind of build out that Sand Trooper squad from A New Hope. So it just adds a lot of, versatility to the shelf, and I just think Hot Toys has learned to maybe not lock some of these troopers behind their, vehicle sets / creature sets in this case, but the weathering on this guy is absolutely fantastic, and just overall, the proportions, everything on this guy is just amazing. The weapons, all the bits and pieces, just look super lifelike, and standing on the shelf, I think he looks like he, jumped off the screen of A New Hope, and it just looks absolutely fantastic. So if you're leaning more Stormtrooper and, really if you like the OT maybe a bit more, maybe the Sand Trooper Sergeant is the way to go. But for other Stormtrooper options out there, we do have quite a few Mandalorian / Rogue One style Stormtrooper. Now, personally, while I think those look just fine, I really just have an eye, I guess, for the, I appreciate the OT style Stormtroopers, and when it comes to that, there are some older figures that you could go back and get to represent that OT style Stormtrooper. Or they just did re-release the Return of the Jedi Stormtrooper, which I'm debating on getting 2 of those eventually, but I just haven't pulled the trigger on yet. And, this guy just really spoke to me. I love just Tatooine vibes in general, so I had to get me a Sand Trooper. Especially, I wanted one standing next to the dewback, along with the one that is riding the dewback, obviously. So yeah, if you just really love the look of the OT Stormtroopers, I think this guy is just a fabulous option, and he's really not like crazy expensive or anything on his own. I think he's going for like $280, $290, which nowadays is pretty fair pricing for a hot toy, and you will not be disappointed. The weathering is just superb. All right, and like I said, if you are familiar with the channel, you know that I love me some clone troopers. I love all types of clone troopers, but especially phase 1. And the really special thing about this figure in particular is that this is the Attack of the Clones release of the clone trooper, just a standard all-white clone trooper, and he also does come with a phase 2 bucket. So you really get the best of both worlds if you decide to pick up this figure, and I think that is just absolutely fantastic. You can decide, you can just get one figure and you get 2 different display options if you wanted to, sometimes display him as phase 1, sometimes display him as phase 2. Now, I, of course, have 4 of these guys. I have 2 of them phase 1 and then 2 of them phase 2. I do plan on getting roughly 2 more. I could always get more of these figures, but I do really want 2 more to display phase 1, as I love me some Attack of the Clones phase 1 troopers. And, the weathering is very nice on this guy as well. He's a little bit more clean. But that really makes sense, as, when you first see the clones, they haven't seen a lick of battle. So they are kind of more clean, and I think this figure is just phenomenal. It comes with both style of blasters along with a clone backpack, droid poppers, all that good stuff that you would want with a clone trooper figure. I want to say it even comes with like a rocket launcher and a rotary cannon. I know it comes with the rocket launcher for sure. But yeah, like, this figure is just so amazing, and there's so many different display options for him. And I really think if you are more partial to clone troopers, this is the figure for you. But if you want more of a name clone trooper, you can go with, we have tons and tons of clone troopers in the Hot Toys line. And, some that are not even out yet that they have announced, like Fives and Echo and Wolf and, different clones like that. It's just, the abundance of clones is amazing. And yeah, so you have a lot of options if you do want to go the clone route. You can get Captain Rex, a 501st, a Coruscant Guard. You could get Commander Cody if you wanted to go back and get their first clone trooper, which still 100% holds up, but I will say some of their newer clone troopers are just a little bit better, like, engineered body-wise, I guess. Not saying Cody has any loose joints or anything like that, and the weathering is superb on that figure. But it does have like the clicky joints and stuff, where this is just a lot more smooth articulation-wise. But yeah, that's still a great figure and 100% worth a pickup. But I do foresee them doing a 2.0 of Cody, as he's getting a little bit older of a figure. So, but yeah, they nailed it from the start. The original 501st is a goated figure along with the Coruscant Guard. Yeah, they really just perfected the clone troopers from the jump. So any clone trooper in the line you can't really go wrong with. And just like the stormtroopers, you can get a stormtrooper on the dewback, or you could, go the scout trooper route and get the speeder bike with the scout trooper. You can also get a clone trooper with a bark speeder. That is just amazing. You can get a clone trooper on an AT-RT. Hot Toys, the possibilities are endless for your display. Whatever, scratches that itch for a trooper that you want in your collection is just, you can't go wrong. And yeah, I just think if you love clone troopers, just it's the possibilities are endless, and you can literally build a grand army of the Republic. So at the end of the day, guys, it really ultimately comes down to personal preference. Are you an OT collector? Are you a prequel collector? Obviously, as for me, I collect all Star Wars, essentially, mainly the original 6 movies. Those are really what I hold near and dear to my heart. But I dabble in just about everything Hot Toys Star Wars. They just have been killing it lately, and the Troopers are no exception to that. They really have just been giving fans exactly what we've been asking for. The Trooper lovers are eating good these days, so you really can't go wrong with either of these, in my opinion. But like, if I had to 100%, like, if you just want one Trooper for the shelf, I think this Phase 1 right here is the move. But like I said, if you're OT, I really think the Sand Trooper is the move there, as far as all Stormtroopers. But I also think like the Scout Trooper is a perfect figure as well. So if you just want, maybe if you like Return of the Jedi just a bit more of the OT, go with that Scout Trooper. It is absolutely fantastic. And the nice thing about this Clone Trooper is if you like Phase 1 or Phase 2, you get both of those options. And also, if you like 501st, you can pick up the 501st Deluxe and get Phase 1 and Phase 2 as well. So, yeah, I think the Clone Trooper figures offer just a bit more diversity in the collection, a little bit more color, and just overall more presence, maybe. I don't even know. I just think what you get, the bang for the buck, is just a bit more with the Clone Trooper figures with the multiple head sculpts. Not head sculpts, but buckets. So yeah, I think the Clone Trooper is the move. If you just want one Trooper, you're just gonna stick with one, even though these are army builders. I'd say you get 2 Clone Troopers. Like, if you get a Clone Trooper or a Stormtrooper, you need 2 of them. It's just the way to go. So if you can make it work, I'd say that is my suggestion. But let me know down in the comments what you guys think. What Trooper would you get for your collection? Are you an OT collector or a prequel collector? Let me know. Would you get the Clone Trooper or the Sand Trooper, or just another Stormtrooper? And if you get the Clone Trooper, what color are you getting? Are you getting a blue one, a red one, a yellow one? Like, there's so many options here, and I just wanted to, just a fun little quick video. Not even quick, because I tend to ramble, but yeah, just a fun little video. I wanted to show off some amazing Hot Toys figures. So yeah, let me know down in the comments. As always, shout out to my channel members. Y'all are the top G's, but I appreciate each and every person that watches my videos. Y'all are absolutely amazing. Stay tuned. My next video, right after this, I am shooting the Artisan Anakin Skywalker. That figure just arrived today. I have it right here with me. Pretty nerve-wracking getting ready to open that figure and review it for you guys, but I am so excited to get that figure open and show everyone that the head sculpt is absolutely fantastic. So stay tuned for that Artisan Anakin review. That will be up the following day after you guys see this. So yeah, stay tuned. I also have the brand new Ahsoka from the Ahsoka series. That is coming. Both of those figures are from Pop Collectibles. I did get this figure from Pop Collectibles and this figure from Pop Collectibles, so go get some figures from Pop Collectibles. They are the GOAT of 1/6 in my opinion. Any Hot Toys needs, they got you covered. So go check them out. As always, guys, may the Force be with you. Ayy.